At level 10, every cleric gets Divine Intervention. In 2024, this feature is so insanely broken. In fact, this is the strongest base feature in the entire game right now. If you don't know about the new version, oh boy, you're in for a wild ride. I'm gonna teach you how to utterly break the game. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where this video is gonna turn you religious. Divine Intervention. You can call your deity or pantheon to intervene in your behalf. As a magic action, choose any cleric spell of level 5 or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast. As part of that same action, you cast that spell without expending a spell slot or needing material components. You can't use this feature again until you finish a long rest. You can cast any cleric spell of 5th level or lower as an action. Guys, this ignores casting time. That's insane! In the PHP Playtest 6, the design team expects you to cast stuff like Revivify with this, but you have way stronger options, and there's 3 specific spells I want to talk about today. All 3 of them are absolutely nuts. We're gonna start with the tamest one and then go up. The last one on the list is something majority of tables are gonna ban. First up, Prayer of Healing. In 2024, this is basically a brand new spell now. It's a 2nd level spell, has a casting time of 10 minutes, and 30-foot range. Up to 5 creatures of your choice who remain within range for the spell's entire casting time gain the benefits of a short rest, and also regain 2d8 hit points. A creature can't be affected by this spell again until that creature finishes a long rest. This spell with Divine Intervention lets you and the party within 30 feet get the benefit of a short rest in combat as an action. Not only do you get the heal from the spell, but you also get to roll hit dice, so that means the players can just fully heal themselves if they have enough hit dice. Everyone also gets their short rest resources back. You get a Channel Divinity. Warlocks will get all their pack slots back and will actually fall in love with you and kiss you. Monks get all their ki back. Wizards can use Arcane Recovery and memorize spell if needed. Fighters get Action Surge. The list goes on. If one party member has the Musician feats, then everyone gets Heroic Inspiration. Same deal with Inspiring Leader. That also triggers. You get the point. This is the best emergency button in the entire game. It's literally a godlike recovery. I mean, it's kind of fitting. It's Divine Intervention. God intervenes. But to put this into perspective, this is better than Mass Heal, which is a 9th level spell. Holy shit! Hallelujah! At level 10, you already have something that's stronger than 9th level spells. The Prayer of Healing's real power depends on the party. The more powerful short rest resources, feats, and features the party has, the more powerful this really is. If you have 2 warlocks in the party, then you obviously use this a lot. The only real downside to this spell is it has a range of 30 feet, which is not very much. In dragon fights or against spellcasters, everyone is usually spread out. Kubel, did you say this was the tamest one? Yes, we have 2 more that will rock everyone's worlds. And so will this book right here, The Experiments, Questions. It's the first book in a sci-fi series written by a good friend of mine. His name is Cringe Kobold. He makes fun kobold videos. It's a passion project that's been in the works for years. It even has its own comic, which is very fun. The story follows a young man named Ace Creative, who finds himself at the center of strange circumstances in the city of San Luis. His mother's been put into a medical-induced coma due to an unknown illness. His father's been absent since he was born, and his sister's badgering about his life spurs Ace to try to find the whereabouts of his father, and uncover secrets that some in the shadows would hunt Ace down in order to reveal. So what are you waiting for? I highly recommend checking out The Experiments, Questions. It's available on Amazon. You can get it as a digital, paperback, or hardcover copy. Link in in the description for everything, including the comic and the YouTube channel. Back to the video. Next up is Hollow. I made this spell really popular. It's the first thing I mentioned at day 1 of the playtest, and now it's spread all over the internet. Everybody knows about this. This is a 5th level spell no one casts because it takes 24 hours. It's an out of combat spell. You get an exhaustion level by casting this normally, but with Divine Intervention, it's an action cast. Here's what it says. You touch a point and infuse an area around it with holy or unholy power. The area can have a radius of up to 60 feet, and the spell fails if the radius includes an area already under the effect of Hollow. The affected area has the following effects. Hallowed Ward. Choose any of these creature types. Aberration, Celestial, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, or Undead. Creatures of the chosen type can't willingly enter the area, and any creature that is possessed by or that has the Charmed or Frightened condition from such creatures isn't possessed, charmed, or frightened by them while in the area. It's insane. Here's how big it is on a battle map. Sadly, it has a range of touch. Keep in mind, it prevents any creatures of the following types of your choice from entering the area. That's being Aberration, Celestial, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, or Undead. You can absolutely pick all of them if you want. This is like half the creature types in the game, and it's with no saving throws and no concentration. This can be an auto shutdown, and we're immune to Possession, Charm, and Frighten in the area. But we're not done yet. We have an extra effect you can choose, and it's just as wild. It says you bind an extra effect to the area from the list below. There are 2 effects we mainly care about. We'll start with the most straightforward one that I've cast in the playtest, and you'll probably use the most. Vulnerability. Creatures of any type you choose have vulnerability to 1 damage type of your choice while in the area. 1 of any type, so you just pick the one that your party is the most effective in, and it will literally double their DPR. You make everyone's Nova damage 2 times stronger. If your party likes to throw AoE damage spells, well, these AoEs are literally turned into nukes. Everything in the area is going to die. If you're fighting bosses with legendary resistance and stuff, this is usually what you cast because damage itself is usually the best way to deal with those enemies, unless you can force a microwave. Speaking of microwave, the other really strong option is extra dimensional interference. Creatures of any types you choose can't enter or exit the area using teleportation or interplanar travel. Spellcaster monsters and any monster that has a teleportation feature can teleport out of Wall of Force, for example, which makes them really hard to microwave. With this, they can't do that. The Lich can't escape the microwave. Unlike the vulnerability option, no one needs to roll anything. It's an auto-win default kill if the party just sets up a microwave. This works against majority of bosses in the game. If you have no idea what a microwave is, check out my Wall of Force video, which is still relevant. Link in the description. Those are the 2 main options I expect you to pick. Fear is the 3rd best because it's a no save mass frightened condition. 4th is Darkness, but that really depends on the party. You need a party that optimizes around darkness, which is not common at all. Now for the strongest spell! Yup, and this one is like 95% going to be banned. If you like Pokemon or Power World to be more accurate, you're gonna have a good time with this one. It's Planar Binding, a 5th level spell that normally takes an hour to cast. You attempt to bind a Celestial, an Elemental, a Fey, or a Fiend to your service. The creature must be within range for the entire casting of the spell. At the completion of the casting, the target must succeed on a Charisma saving throw or be bound to your service for the duration. If the creature was summoned or created by another spell, that spell's duration is expended to match the duration of this spell. A bound creature must follow your commands to the best of its ability. You might command the creature to accompany you on an adventure, to guard a location, or to deliver a message. If the creature is hostile, it strives to twist your commands to achieve its own objectives. If the creature carries out your commands completely before the spell ends, it travels to you to report this fact if you are on the same plane of existence. If you're on a different plane, it returns to the place where you bound it and remains there until the spell ends. Guys, this is an instant, no concentration Pokeball. You force a creature of one of those types to make a charisma saving throw. On a fail, you control the creature. This spell lasts 24 hours. But because of the specific new rule, which says if you don't want to resist the effect, you can choose to fail the save without rolling. You can force the creature to be permanently under your control. That's right! Slavery! When the time runs out, you recast Planar Binding and command the creature to give into your spell. Now, of course, your literal mind slave will try to be annoying, but when that happens, you just make more commands, like don't move for an hour. And guys, it gets so much worse. If someone in your party has summoned Greater Demon, you can Planar Bind them. And when you do that, Planar Binding extends the duration to match the duration of Planar Binding. So you don't even need to travel to gather an army. Your party could just spend a few days summoning creatures from hell instead, and you just Planar Bind them. Don't worry, these are fiends. Enslaving fiends is a good thing. Mr. Holy Cleric. Damn, that makes for a really interesting plot. I might make that. Oh my god, Kobold! Nistel's magic aura! No! So, to sum it up really quickly, Nistel will completely shatter your entire game, especially with Divine Intervention and Planar Binding combo. If you want to enslave literally anyone in the world, that's how you do it. Ban Nistel. I'm serious. That spell is so cursed. Why did it survive? I am so bewildered why Wizards of the Coast fixed the spell. I should have asked Jeremy, like, hey, why did you... I don't know how he would respond. It's so weird. I might as well make the Nistel video. Oh my god. Anyways, those are the 3 big spells that make Divine Intervention a god-like feature. It's fitting that a cleric gets a god-like feature, but holy moly, this is powerful. I, of course, will allow Prayer of Healing in Hollow, but Planar Binding is like another level. Guys, we're religious now because of this feature. Yes, we both at the same time turned to religion. We sold out to the Dragon Cult. This is a channel that promotes Tiamat. We love Tiamat. We're the good guys. Absolutely. Anyone who says otherwise is weak and wrong. Anyways, guys, may Tiamat's shadow fall over your enemies. End of video. Don't forget to check out my friend's book, The Experiments, Questions. It's good to support other kobolds on the internet. If you liked the video, then I hope I earned a like, comment, and maybe a subscription. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye!